Hey there. Yeah, I want one of these new apartments in this eco-friendly building in Taipei. Yeah, any amount of money, I don't care. I put all my money in SuperDuck stock. I'm gonna be rich, I tell you. Alright, have your people's people call my people's people to set something up. Oh yeah.
Breaking news! SuperDuck stocks tumbled after several branches were found using expired ingredients in their products. Investors have lost everything and are totally ducked.
Oh no, I've lost all my money in this SuperDuck investment. I'm totally ducked.
Knock, 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 it's the Rico Man.
What are you doing?
Damn, you are ducked, son. Duck.
Ah! Ducks! Ducks! So many ducks! No ducks. It was all just a dream. Hey there, observers. This is
Taiwan Observer.
And let's take a look at the news. I'm Vincent, your regular host, and this is
Janice, your guest host for today.
Alright guys, let's get into our first story. Take it away, Janice.
The tea shop franchise SuperDuck came under fire this week for serving expired products to their unsuspecting customers at 3 new Taipei locations. Councilwoman Xu Tingwei had been tipped off by an unidentified citizen whose friend was employed at one of these branches. The employees, including her friend, noticed that they break out in hives or experience severe diarrhea and vomiting whenever they consume drinks from the store. The case was finally quacked wide open when the employee realized that the ingredients used in their SuperDuck store were super expired. More alarming yet, she claims that her employer regularly fishes out the moldy pearls before serving the tainted but passable pearls to his customers. SuperDuck branches in Xinzhuang, Sanchong, and Shulin were found guilty of using at least 112 grams of expired ingredients. Superdrake, the parent company of the franchise, attempted to duck away from this quagmire by insisting that the shoddy management of the individual branches were to blame. Investigations are still ongoing, but these branches could be fined anywhere between 60,000 to 200 million NT, or 9,260 to 31 million Turkish lira. Being the lazy millennial that I am, I eat out way more than I'm supposed to. While I don't remember the last time I've had food poisoning, I do realize that stories about business owners cutting corners at the expense of their employees and customers are nothing new. As for my personal thoughts, the higher the fine imposed, the better. Maybe even a bit of jail time is needed to get these sleazy bosses to clean up their acts, because let's face it, a few, if not most, are probably gonna cough up the penalty and put on a charade for a bit before going back to their old ways. So, have you guys had SuperDuck lately? If so, let us know your experience in the comments.
Super duck? More like super yuck. Am I right?
Please clap.
The politicians are at it again, using world leaders in their election campaigns to grab a bit of media attention. Last month in Kaohsiung, a city council candidate used an image of Kim Jong-un to gain some quick media attention. This week, another city council candidate, Chen Ren-zi from Hualien City, decided to apply the same tactic to grab a bit of media attention. He used Duterte's image in a campaign poster to promote his anti-drug stance. But as is typical in Taiwan, he couldn't resist but to use a cartoon police officer on his poster. Seriously guys, what's up with these cartoons on everything? I think Sanrio has really conquered the world with its kawaii culture. How about you? Let me know in the comments. Hey, check out what I nicked from Diagon Alley, a new flying broomstick. Let's go check out that eco-friendly building in Taipei.
Lego!
Whoa! Taipei is about to see the opening of its eco-friendly skyscraper called Taichung Green Line, or Agora Garden.
The skyscraper stands at 93 meters tall.
That's a huge bitch!
With 21 floors above ground and 4 below. It was designed by the Belgian architect Vincent Calbeau.
Some of the unique features in the building are the elevators for cars, so you can drive right up into your apartment. A twisted shape that turns 90 degrees so every apartment gets sunshine and gardens on every balcony to keep the city air clean.
In total, there are sporting 650 square meter apartments, with 25,000 plants and a bordering forest of 20-meter tall trees to help maintain the privacy of the residents.
All this luxury sounds awesome, but how much does it cost to get your hands on one of these apartments? Well, it's gonna set you back over $1 billion NT dollars, or 150 million Turkish lira. More than all the toads in Witchville.
And that brings us to the end of TO's Did You Know? On the 1st of June, 30-year-old Miss Cow was reported missing by family members. She was last seen walking toward Huashan 1914 Creative Park, where she would meet 37-year-old Mr. Chen, an archery teacher that had rented out a space in the park. After class on May 31st, Chen and Cow stayed behind after hours to chat. Chen then made a pass at Cow, who quickly made clear that she was not interested. Unable to handle the fact that a woman had the audacity to reject him, the coward waited until she dozed off before strangling her to death. Chen admitted to dismembering the body of Miss Cow, stuffing the 7 pieces into separate bags and scattering the remains in the Yangming Mountains. All bags were found by 6 p.m. on the 18th of June. The following day, the Taipei city government ordered the suspension of all activities within the Huashan grassland to allow authorities to conduct further investigations into the murder of Miss Cow. An art group that calls itself the Unregulated Masses received the green light to install an artist's village on the land between November of 2017 to June 30th of this year, which they dubbed 120 Grassroots. With this being the 3rd murder and dismemberment case in just a dozen days, citizens naturally voiced their concerns. To this, Mayor Ko Wen-je released a statement expressing the usual condolences and touched upon the difficulty of detecting mental health problems. I feel like many here tend to feign ignorance and look the other way if a situation does not involve them. As in, we'll stare at accidents and public brawls from afar and we'll file noise complaints no problem. But we'll turn a blind eye to the domestic abuse that's unfolding next door. I get it. I would also be terrified of getting it wrong and then running into said neighbor after the fact. But don't be afraid to reach out for help or at the very least seek advice from a loved one if you or someone you know is being abused. I suggest looking up or revisiting the murder of Kitty Genovese and the bystander effect to learn more about why we should speak up.
Staying on a serious note, let's talk about teen suicide. Taiwan has a serious problem with suicide. Some may say that we don't have a problem like Lithuania or South Korea, but do we need to have the world's highest suicide rates to realize that we need to do something about it? I don't think so. Anyway, let's get to the story that we're talking about this week. This week, we saw 2 14-year-old kids jump to their deaths from the roof of a new Taipei city building. The police said when reviewing the tapes, the couple could be seen embracing shortly before they jumped. The reason for jumping was supposedly because their parents disapproved of their relationship. But the young couple couldn't stand this and they decided to end their lives. They left notes on their phones, Gmails, and on the rooftop saying they couldn't handle their parents' disapproval of their relationship. All of the notes were ended with, "Sorry, Mom and Dad." I just want to end this segment by saying there's always help out there. There is the 1995 Taiwan International Lifeline, and for foreigners, there is the Center. We will link to all of these places in the description. Also, specifically for women, there is a group called WARM. They offer a safe space for those going through any kind of hardship. We will also be having one of their founders on our Chatty Chatty Bao Bao talk show in July so that we can talk to her about mental illness in Taiwan. Chugga 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 chugga. Choo choo! Make way for the driverless trains of the future. There's a new metro rail line coming to Taichung City. The Green Line is officially getting ready to be opened. This will be the second unmanned rail line in Taiwan, after the Wenhu or Brown Line, however you like to say it, in Taipei. The line has 18 stations and will run from Huashan Community Station to Jinma Station. This is almost 17 kilometers. It will connect the high-speed rails and the Beituan Depot. You know, one day we're gonna be so reliant on these computers and machines that it's gonna be looking like idiocracy out there on the streets.
And mankind became stupider at a frightening rate. But sadly, the greatest minds and resources were focused on conquering hair loss and prolonging erections.
Lots of netizens are saying this is gonna be great for Taichung. What are your thoughts? Let us know. And let us know if you have any thoughts on any of the other stories we spoke about today. We always love to hear your guys' opinions.
Alright guys, it was great fun being your host today. So if you'd like to know more about me and what I'm doing with Third Culture Fix, check the description for links.
Also guys, this week we're gonna have another episode of Chatty Chatty Bao Bao. This time we're gonna talk to Alvin Mitchum about the black experience in Taiwan. Recently, racist hiring practices have come back into the spotlight. We're gonna talk to Alvin and see what kind of experience he's had with the hiring process in Taiwan. So be sure to catch us. This is gonna be a great episode.
And remember guys, smash that share button if you like Taiwan Observer or you care about what's going on in Taiwan. Please share this video.
Alright guys, that brings us to the end of our show. Thank you for watching, and remember to tune in next week. Taiwan Observer, out!